What is up, our family? It is Ray. Welcome to our world. Happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday for me, or happy day, whatever day you're watching this. I want to wish you a happy day. Happy Tuesday for me. But so today I wanted to get up on here and talk about the title of the video. It's gonna be me versus me. Literally, I think that's a really good title. Now, the reason I want to talk about that, right, is because if you think about it, dang, I hit traffic, man. Should I take it? I'm gonna take it. All right. Anyways, so as I was saying, so it's the title of the video, me versus me. You're never really, I'm pretty sure you've heard this before. If not, if this is the first time you've heard it, well, it makes sense. It's never you versus anybody else. It's always you versus you. You can apply that in the gym. You can apply that in school. You can apply that anywhere in life, because if you compare yourself, comparison is the thief of joyfulness or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But if you compare your life to somebody else's life, to your position to somebody else's position in life, it's unfair to you and to them, because you guys have lived two completely different lives, you know. Even if you think about it, right? Even if you and your siblings were raised under the same household, you guys turn out to be your own people and have your own belief system and go about life how you want to once you hit that mindset, that mentality, that age, you know, when you're like, all right, this is how I'm gonna be and this is how I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it on my terms, you know. Once your brain is developed to a certain degree. So like I said, it's the thief, comparison is the thief of joyfulness or something like that. And it's me versus me. It'll always be me versus me no matter what. And a lot of people kind of have that flop, just like me versus the world. I used to think like that. I used to be like, nah, fuck the world. And then look at my brand, right? Our world. It's kind of crazy how I like flipped that mentally. But no, really, I was a very, very angry person that had a lot of anger to put out towards the world for no reason. Like looking back now, I was just angry for some stupid stuff. But yeah, it's me versus me. In the gym, a lot of guys, they'll literally put themselves next to me and then go way above me, and I'm like, congrats, bro, you can lift more weights than me. Like, you can lift heavier than me. You want a cookie? I don't really care, you know. I'm trying to see if I can make these 20s this week into 25s next week. I'm trying to see if I can add 10 more pounds to my bench, you know. I'm over here trying to progress on my own terms, while other people are jealous of you or hateful. A lot of people give me weird vibes. Yeah, I get a lot of weird vibes from a lot of people, and I'm not trying to say everybody gives me a weird vibe, but you know, if your vibe is weird, I'm not gonna ignore that. Oh, I had a protein bar. It was really good. But yeah, as I was saying, right? So I'm not gonna ignore the vibe. And like when someone comes near me, a lot of people, they wear what they're going through on their face, you know. If somebody is sad, you're gonna see it on their face. Their shoulders are gonna droop, you know. If you read body language, you can tell a lot about how somebody's day is going and like where their headspace is at least emotion wise. I can't tell you what they're thinking about, but I can be like, oh, what this person is currently thinking about must really be bringing them down, or this guy must feel really down right now, you know. He slouched his shoulders. He's very, you know, you can just see his hurt. There's bags under his eyes. Homie hasn't slept in days. Things of sorts and like that. Bro, why is this car tailing me, bro? I'm literally going above the speed limit. Anyways. So yeah, a lot of people, and I'm very good at telling as to what the dealio is with a lot of people. I'm like, oh, all right, you know, this person, they're not feeling themselves today, but I hope they feel better. Or dang, this person really feels good today. I hope that feeling continues to progress through the week, you know. I hope they can feel that good for as long as they can. Things like that. And so when people come near me, I'm like, oh, this guy thinks we're competition. I'm like, buddy, we're not in competition. You and I were playing two different ball games, you know. A lot of guys play checkers, I play chess, things of sorts, you know. People are just not on the same a lot of people obviously don't think like you and I, or I might not even think like you and you might not even think like me. But at the same time, there's certain ideologies and certain things that certain people can agree on. Obviously, if you can find a common ground, like, we're all human. We all have something in common, right? We're human. But back to my point. So I sense when a lot of people are not on that good energy, because I always got some good energy, you know. Even though I keep a straight face on, I don't really be showing much emotion. I hope everybody around me has a great day, great workout, and a great life. I want nothing but the best for everybody. Even the weirdos out there, you know, I hope they find peace in whatever they got going on. And that's the truth. And there's a lot of guys who be on that weird stuff. Like I said, like a lot of people at the gym, I'll be chilling, hitting my 15-pound dumbbells, you know, extra heavy. And then here comes this rando weirdo staring me down. I can sense him just staring at me. Like, all right, bro, that's cool. I don't know what you got going on, but all right. And he'll put himself next to me, and I'll be rocking the 15s, and he'll go to 20. He'll do the exact same exercise or a similar exercise. I've literally seen guys switch up their whole workout routines just to try to one-up me. There's this guy with this girl. This girl's looking at me, and I don't really care. Like I said, I'm there to work out, get my health and my fitness right, and get big and swole for myself. But I noticed this girl looking at me, and he noticed it as well, obviously. Like, being an insecure guy, I know, like, I was an insecure guy and he was an insecure guy. I was, and he is. He is what I was at some point, at least in this aspect. When I was so insecure, I could always, like, I was so insecure, I knew when every guy looked at my girl at the time, right? Like, that's how, like, terrible it was. I'm like, why this guy looking at you, bro? Like, I'm gonna give him the mean eyes or something. I'm gonna mad dog him. But, so yeah, this guy was, you know, he was like me. He is how I used to be. All right, y'all get it. So he noticed his girl looking at me. I didn't even look at her. I ain't paying no mind, nothing. I don't really care at the end of the day. I'm trying to get my money right and my physical right, my mind right. A girl can come when she comes, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to chase a woman. I mean, I might jog a little bit for sure. You know, I might send a text message, see if it hits or not, but other than that, I'm not really gonna do much. Anyways, so he sees his girl looking at me, and you know what he does? They were hitting back, and then all of a sudden they start hitting shoulders. Cool split, I guess. And I noticed her look at me. I was like, oh, she's staring at me. All right, that's cool. I'm like, is that her boyfriend? That's crazy. That's super crazy. I'm not even gonna do nothing with that, like I said. So I noticed them, and they like do back exercises for 2-3 exercises, and then, you know, he notices, puts himself right next to me, does exactly that, tries to one up me. I'm like, bro, well, I don't even want your girl. You know, I'm just chilling. I really don't want nothing to do with that. So yeah, what was I talking about? Me versus me. In this scenario, this guy was not me versus meing it. He was thinking it was a me versus him, when it's like, bro, you know, I got my own issues, you got your own issues. Why would we ever try to compare issues? You know, it's like, for example, right? Let's say I have a Rolls Royce and you have a Honda. I have a Honda right now, so, you know, I'm not dissing Honda. We can't compare our car bills, our car notes, our fucking car repairs, right? Because they're two different vehicles, completely different vehicles. And I feel like that's kind of like the same aspect that we need to kind of think about with life. Because why would I ever want to compare what this guy's going on when he's 27 and he took a whole different course in life versus me? You know, it's like, it just sounds so stupid to compare yourself to anybody. And a lot of people that will be scrolling on, you know, social media. That's why I got social media rid of it as well, because I noticed that I would compare my life to other people's lives my age that, like, I grew up with. You know, like people that I know of, not friends, but people that I know of. Like, dang, this guy's doing this with his life. Why am I not doing X, Y, and Z? You know, so I was like, you know what? Scratch that. I'm not even going to look at what anybody else got going on. I'm going to go do what I need to do and what I sense is right for me. So yeah, me versus me. And if you think about it, right, there's a lot of people, they throw hate my way for whatever reason. You know, I really don't care. I wish him nothing but the best, man. God bless him. But I feel like the best way to have somebody that hates you or dislikes you is to put them in that scenario where where you put him in the me versus me. Because if somebody dislikes you, right, they're obviously gonna compare themselves to you. Oh, how does he do this? How does he do that? Oh, this guy's so X, Y, and Z. You know, he's so nerdy. He's so da 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 da. He's so annoying. If you can put him in the mindset where it's just like you're not even his competition, you don't even view him as competition. Put him in the me versus me. One's worst enemy is yourself. You're your own worst enemy and best friend. I've said this before. So if you can make a guy become his own worst enemy, and that's kind of like messed up to say, but at the same time, I don't wish that upon him. I'm just gonna do me, and I hope you go through the me versus me, because it's never me versus you. I don't know, but the video is kind of dragging. That's an average video. I'm kind of dragging. Anyways, happy Tuesday. Have a great day. Read your Bible. Don't touch your stuff. Get on social media. Go read a book. I love you. You love you. Till next time, our family.